recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is garbage, and I'm going to tell you why I know that before I even look at it. This person told me their ratio, and their ratio is how many applications it takes to get an interview. If your ratio of of applications to interviews is 50 and below, so that's 50 applications to one interview, it's actually an okay resume. If your application ratio is above 50 to 1, it's garbage. And the more numbers it gets, the worse it is. And this one takes them over 150 applications to get a single interview. So this is a garbage resume. This person said they're applying for junior internships and apprenticeship positions. Already that's a fail. A resume that gets you an entry-level position will fail to get you an internship, and vice versa. This goes for everybody, not just tech, because I do more than tech resumes. It's just 90% of the resumes sent to me are tech, because the tech market is complete garbage right now. Is your resume needs to be tailored to the job title that you want, not the job itself, the job title. And a junior position resume and an entry level position resume and an internship resume are going to have different things that the hiring team is going to want. So what do the hiring team wants? Does the hiring team wants? What do we want? Well, what we want for a full stack software developer, which is what I am going to judge this on and only judge it on this. Again, it could be great to be an intern, but I'm not looking for interns. I'm looking for full stack software developers. Is this right up here? These are considered keywords. Keywords are what the hiring team needs to move you forward. Basically, they are what the hiring team is looking for. Now, there is a misconception that recruiters are keyword hunting and that we make this. Recruiters do not make these. Hiring managers make these. All of these are made by the manager, and if you have a problem with a keyword, you need to take it up with the manager who's hiring for that position. So this is what we are looking for, but we are not looking for just keywords, because the recruiter that only keyword hunts is the recruiter that gets fired. What we are looking for is qualifications, which is this stuff, and then you need to show me how you did it, and the non-technical reason you did it, basically the business reason you did it, the non-technical impact you did it, and where you did it. And if it is not what, how, why, where, it does not count. So recruiters only have 20 seconds to find what we need. If we cannot find it within 20 seconds, we yeet and delete your resume. So let's see if I can find this in 20 seconds, which because they got 150 to 1, we're not going to be able to. So let's find out. And I didn't even read what we're looking for. We're looking for degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, RESTful API or REST API, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, any, cloud, any, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I did not stutter. Do you know how important it is to put TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS in your full stack resume? But Lee, they're very common. Everybody, exactly. The more common and basic something is, the more you want it in your resume. Because if it is not in your resume, it is implied that you do not have it. So I do not care how basic and boring it is. Almost every single hiring manager is looking for TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. So you better have that in the first line. Then React or React Native, GitHub or Git, CI/CD, Agile or DevOps, and then extra credit, which I want the other stuff first, is AI tools, number of users if you built the infrastructure, cross-functional, and development tools. I wrote that twice. That is a mistake I made, which is like Claude, Cursor, GitHub Copilot, etc. So that is what we're looking for. We have 20 seconds to do it. Let's see what I can and cannot find. And go. This formatting is atrocious. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. Garbage. Hot dogs. Okay, time. So first off, this is one of the worst formats I've seen. It's not the worst, but it's one of the worst. This is a pretty bad format. What you want to do with your formatting is use this. This is the format you want to use. It's in the link below. It's easy to read. And the entire purpose of a format is how legible it is to read. The problem with this format is I've really not read much. And these are really bad bullet points. I was actually skimming some of it because I couldn't even find what I wanted. So let's tear this resume apart so that this person can actually start getting interviews. So first things first, remember what I said. We are not keyword hunting. Thus, this does not count because it does not show me how you used it. It does not show me the non-technical impact you used it, but it does show me where and what. But remember, you need all four. So it shows me the what, it shows me the where, it does not show me the how or the why. And if it doesn't show me those, it doesn't count. So this immediately does not count throughout the entire resume, right? This does not count. This does not count. This does not count. The name does. It should have had a name. This does not count. And then remember, we need these in bullet points, so this should instead be boop, 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 and then bullet points like that. Now, the other thing I said was this was filled with hot dogs. What I mean by that is, I want you to imagine you're hungry. You go to a restaurant and you I would like one cheeseburger, please. And the waiter says, all right, honey, coming right up, one cheeseburger. And you say, yep, one cheeseburger. So the waiter says, all right, I'll be right back with that, sweetie. And then they go to the kitchen and they say, here's your cheeseburger. And it's not a cheeseburger. It's 3 hot dogs with cheese on them. And you'd be like, excuse me, I wanted a cheeseburger. These are hot dogs. And the waiter would say, well, honey, a hot dog has meat just like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns just like a hamburger. A hot dog can't have the same pickles, onions, and ketchup as a hamburger and cheese. So when you actually wanted a hamburger, what you really wanted was these hot dogs. And I assure you, these hot dogs are the best hot dogs in the world. You would say, I did not want a hot dog. I wanted a hamburger. And you would walk away. And it doesn't matter how good that hot dog is, you don't want it. And that is the problem I have with most of this is local client with a cloud database built custom telemetry dashboards. That's not what I'm looking for. Remember, you have to specify what cloud it is. So this implies you know cloud. It does not show it. And if your resume implies it, it's a hot dog. And hot dogs do not count. We are hungry only for hamburgers. So this entire thing does not count. And also this, only thing I have, SQL. Your goal in each bullet point, which should look like this, is to have a minimum of 3 keywords, a maximum of 6. This has 1, this has 0, this has 0. That's a backward 6. This has 0. This doesn't count because nothing under your education actually really counts like that. We just need to see that you graduated. So this doesn't matter. And this doesn't matter. So if you notice, the only things I found in this resume are SQL. Again, look, at the very bottom, look, there's a tech stack. But what did I say? We are not keyword hunting. If I was keyword hunting, this tech stack, which is a slightly cut off, would have literally everything I need except for cloud. It does not actually have cloud anyway. But we are not keyword hunting, we are qualification hunting. And because you did not show me where you use them, because you did not show me how you use them, because you did not show me the non-technical impact reason that you use them, it does not count. So the only thing this resume has is SQL, and I need 75% of these to move forward. So this resume is garbage because its formatting is awful, because the content has 0 actual things I need, which is keywords, because they are filled with hot dogs. And the one time you actually put the keywords in correctly, you did not tell me how you used it and why you used it, which does not count as a qualification. So this resume is garbage and is deleted. That is why this person is struggling. And remember, it's not me, it's everybody in the market is saying this. So if you don't want your resume to get yeeted and deleted like this, you need to follow my methodologies, because my methodologies get people a 1 interview per 7 application with a little bit of an asterisk. If you're applying to fully remote roles, it's about 1 in 20. If you're an international, unfortunately, it's a 1 in 100. That's actually a good rate for an international, which is sad of how hard it is. But but not counting a remote, which again, 1 in 20, I get people a 1 in 7. So that is what you need to do to actually get seen by a recruiter. So we've got another 4 resumes coming up. But before I go to them, I just want to say thank you all for watching. And to my members who are supporting this channel, thank you very much. I could not do this channel without you. Because of your membership, I am able to keep doing these. So thank you very much for keeping this channel running. And if anybody wants to join and be a channel member, they can join in the link below. You get access to videos early, and you can help support me and keep this content going. So thank you very much, and to everybody else as well. But if you ever need your resume reviewed, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on YouTube and twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a machine learning engineer. We do not know their ratio, so I am going to judge this with fresh eyes. We do not know if this is good or garbage. So yeah, let's see what it is. So what do we need for a machine learning engineer? We need a degree, machine learning, ML. If you're a machine learning engineer, you do not include ML or machine learning, you are in for a bad time. This is your basic common qualification that you need. If you imply you have machine learning, you're in for a bad time. You have to state it. Cloud, CI/CD, Databricks, Git, SQL, Python, or Java, C#.net, but Python is more common in the US. In the EU, it's really closer, I'd say, to Java. That's actually one of the bigger differences I've found in the EU than the US is the EU wants Java over Python, but everything else is mostly the same. Cross-functional and communicate technical details to non-technical people. This is critical. You need to be able to explain to Bob. Bob cannot turn on his monitor. Bob cannot write an email without his secretary. Bob is your boss. You need to explain to Bob what a multi-system microservice architecture can do for the company. If you cannot do that and you cannot describe how you did that in your resume, you're probably going to get rejected. ML frameworks and libraries. You don't need all of these, just some of these. TensorFlow, PyTorch, Skibbity-learn. I know it's scikit-learn, but I will always say Skibbity-learn. Skibbity-learn, Pandas, NumPy, the scale of the systems you've built. Again, I just need the number of users on the system. That's the only number I need. You don't want any other number besides your dates of employment and phone number in your resume. Unless your email has a number in it, obviously. Let's see. And then training, tuning, and deploying models in production environments from 0 to 1. So let's see what we've got. 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Formatting's off. Where's your education? MS. Okay, but you got a bachelor's. Got it. All right. Led a small team to design, develop production Python, Oracle, decouplation. Why do I care? I don't. Machine learning entries across, nope, too technical. Build synthetic SaaS, doesn't matter. Clients, doesn't matter. Time. That's all I could get through because you put your education at the bottom and I had to search for it. If your education was at the top, I probably could have gone to here, give or take. But this resume is very bad. One of the biggest reasons is it's filled to the brim with hot dogs. And like, again, you did say machine learning, but like, what did you do? I don't know. Why does it matter that you used machine learning with active learning and clustering to turn fragmented patient entries to a reliable canonical identities across a national hospital network? By you writing it like that, you have proven to me that you cannot communicate technical details to non-technical people. Your resume needs to be understandable by a layman. You may have a mother or father or aunt or uncle or brother or sister or grandparent that is Bob. Bob cannot turn on their monitor. Bob needs help with their emails. Your resume needs to be built for that person. Because this, I have no idea what that is. I guess if I'm really thinking about it, it's incomplete patient entries into complete patient entries. The problem is I don't know if that's right. And even then, that's still too technical. I need you to say instead, led a small team to, which again, this you can actually do leadership. This is a number you can use. Led a small team of X, right? And instead of saying small, just say led a team of 4, of 5, of 3, of 2, whatever it is. To design and develop create using Python, machine learning and SQL a patient entries for our hospital so that they could X. What was the point of this? I don't know. You didn't tell me. So again, this has 3 keywords. We want to try to put 6 into the first one, but that's still fine. But I don't know what you did, so this doesn't count. And then this has nothing I need. This is entirely a hot dog. Entirely a hot dog. You already mentioned SQL up above. I don't care about Teradata. Microsoft Access is a hot dog. And then why do I care that your converted code could be tested safely? What happens if it's not tested safely? Would it explode? Would it turn into a giant monster that would eat the hospital? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Designed a GPT-4 agent. Okay, I don't care. With custom MCP tools. MCP tools is like extra credit. I think that could be okay. Combining OCR, what is that? And headless browser. Did you steal my browser from me? I don't know. To automate and extract product promotional pricing from magazines. This one's good. You actually did this. This one makes me so upset. This is a perfect business why. This is great. This is understandable to the layman. This is the purpose behind which you did it. This is fantastic. Unfortunately, it's useless because you actually don't have any keywords in that one. You don't tell me how you did it or what you did it, but this is a good why. I really like that. That's understandable to a layman. I want you to write the rest of them like that. And then this, again, filled with hot dogs. Yeah, hot dogs doesn't have anything I need. See, I like translating business and technical stakeholder needs into a production-ready thing. The problem is this is ununderstandable to a layman. You kind of prove this was false by the rest of it. Like, you can't just say translated business and technical stakeholder needs. I need to know what the point of that was, and I don't know because it was too technical. So you don't have enough keywords. The keywords you do have, don't tell me why. I need the why, and I just need more from you. Like, I don't see any ML frameworks. I don't see cross-functional. I don't see that you can communicate technical plans and non-technical details based on how you wrote this resume. I don't see any cloud. I don't see any CI/CD. I don't see Databricks. I don't see Git. I don't see the scale of the system you've built, and I don't see you training, deploying, and tuning models in a 0-to-1 environment. So you need more, and your formatting's bad. This is not this. This is not this. So that is what you need to fix. Next resume. This is a resume of a quantitative researcher. So, for a quant researcher, this person says, looking to pivot into a more quant research field after my master's, recently reworked it after an unsuccessful hunt, which was about a 1 in 200. So this was previously bad. The new one, we don't know if it's good or bad, but what we need for a quant researcher, again, not quant dev, quant researcher, those are different jobs, is a bachelor's with 2+ years or MS or PhD, which this person will have. Python, Pandas, NumPy, C++, R, SQL. You can get away with not having R or SQL if you have Python and C++. Algorithmic trading research, data analysis, quantitative finance concepts and methodologies. Communicate technical details to a non-tech audience. This is critical. Almost every single one of these has you do it. If I am unable to understand the bullet points of your resume, it is implied explicitly that you have failed at communicating technical details to a non-technical audience. You need to be very clear on this. This was in almost every single one. You are not just the smartest person in the room. You are the smartest person in the room that has to convince other people they understand what you understand. Then how you proactively solved problems with math, some machine learning, and then extra credit is market microstructure and forecasting. Now, these are really competitive jobs because they pay insane amounts of money. But yeah, let's find out what we can do with this. So 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Degree, good. Accounting, okay. What do you mean by this? Automated document scrapping for a client proposal in Python and delivered a written report to senior management. Well, okay. Collaborated with a 12-person cross-functional team to research AI and auditing, translating technical findings, recognition from using PowerPoint. Why are you focusing on this? Analyze client financial data in Excel, benchmark performance against prior year, identify material audience. Modeled quarterly time. So first off, your formatting is slightly incorrect, but I want to go over some things real quick with that. There should not be a gap between these. There should not be a gap between here. There should not be a gap between here or here. If you notice, this is crunched together to save space. This is not. So that's a minor detail. But the thing I want to ask first is, when are you graduating? Because, like, if you're not graduating within 3 months, you're applying too early. People rarely hire people if they cannot have them start within 3 months. So you, depending on when this is, this might already be a deal breaker. Second, I don't care about your accounting degree. I only care about your finance and data science masters. So this can be deleted. This is irrelevant in this case. Normally, I'd say keep it, but it's not relevant. And then my problem with this is there's nothing really here in your work history that would make me move you forward. Also, you've only been there for, which I missed because it was so irrelevant, you've only been there for like 3 months or 4 months, depending on what. That's not long enough. Why are you only there for that short amount of time? And none of it's relevant. I would not even include this. This is just going to make you look worse. Yeah, like, why would you? That means you left so early. And that's your only job? That's sus. I'd rather you just have projects. Especially because it's not even relevant. But if you've only been there for less than 3 months, you don't want to include it. And honestly, if you've only been there for 6 months or less, you probably don't want to include it. Internships are the exception. So then we get down to here, which I didn't even get to. Modeled quarterly earnings forecast in Python using time series, stat marts, and machine learning, skibbity learn, benchmarking. Okay, the first start of this is good. The problem I have is, what is benchmarking across model classes? I don't know. Automated SE filings in Python. You already mentioned Python, so I need to say it again. Generating, again, I don't know what this is. Constructed a forecasting model and benchmarking, integrating. None of this matters. Hot dog. And present model methodology and performance results to non-technical stakeholders through reports. See, that one is good. Why is that? That's like your actual. Why did you bury your only good bullet point all the way at the bottom? People can't even read that. But my big problem is this was irrelevant. And I don't have enough here. I don't see that you proactively solved problems with math. I don't see quantitative finance concepts and methodologies. I don't see algorithmic trading or research. I do see Python, and I don't see any machine learning. So I'm going to need you to go back to the drawing board and A, fix your formatting, but B, you need to make sure your resume is relevant. Because if it's not relevant, then nothing matters. And most of this is not relevant. And based on how you wrote these makes me think you were incorrect about your model methodology. Everything has to be understandable to a layman. Everything in your resume needs to do it. So that's all I can do for this one. There's really nothing else here. They only have about 50% of what I need. And then they did not write it correctly except for one bullet point, which was all the way at the bottom, which nobody's going to get to. Next resume. This is a resume of a backend Java developer. So what do we need for a backend Java developer? We need Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Maven, SDLC, SQL, RESTful APIs or REST APIs, microservices, CI/CD, object-oriented programming, Git, Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum, Cloud, architecting or systems work, Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, Kafka, and rare but nice to have is full stack, DevOps, RabbitMQ, and AI. This person is a bit of a success story. They said resume was reviewed a few weeks ago and I tweaked it to align with your suggestions. Already getting more initial interviews since updating. I just had one today, but it just might be chance. So I want to see how to improve it. So this is working. This was better than their last one. Let's see if it is still good. They said they're getting a 1 in 75. We should try and get them a 1 in 7. That is my goal. Unless you have, again, there's a little bit of an asterisk there. So let's see what we can do. So 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Degree, okay. Own the design development of Docker, Kubernetes, AWS, the GraphQL, Joe Cunningham, fee management, okay. Modernize 5 plus of our integrating newer GraphQL Java, factoring Git. Jesus, I was like, cert by. Okay, I already see what's wrong with this. Schema designs, integrated Kafka, enabling that, and time. Oh man. Oh man, that was tough to read. You put too much stuff in. It's not the worst. I think that would pass. It's just I understand why you're getting a 1 in 75. So first off, this is not my formatting. This is not this. This is not this. I don't know if it's just the area of where the font is. I don't know if you changed the font or something, but this is not this. These look a little different, and I want you to look at them because they're looking a little different. Now, what you need to do here is remove like half of this. You actually gave me very good whys. You gave me very good whats. You gave me hows, and you gave me wheres. The problem is you gave me too many. So your goal should be 3 to 6 keywords per bullet point. The first one should have 6. Everyone else should have about 3 to 6. My problem with this is you have like 80 in each of these. So what I would like you to do, first off, is you graduated 6 years ago. Just this doesn't count, right? Just say status graduated, right? Or December 2020. Don't make graduated magna cum laude a new bullet point line. If you can fit it into here, you can. But like, bro, that was 6 years ago. This is not relevant anymore. You are a senior dev. You don't need that. Now we go down to here. Again, this formatting is a little off. But the big thing is I'd rather you state own the design, development, and deployment of an AWS CICD something. Gosh, this is so much. So, okay, via SpinMaker. Nobody cares about SpinMaker. All right, and then nobody cares about this. I messed up. Java should be there. Spring Boot should be there. So I'd rather you say own the design, development, and deployment of a Java, Kotlin, Spring Boot API blank platform on an AWS environment, an AWS and CI/CD environment, which enabled our management partners to improve our fees or something. Again, stop with the numbers. No numbers except your dates of employment, the scale of your architecture, the number of users on your infrastructure, or in your phone number. So this needs to be shrunk to this. Then we go down to here, and again, shrink this. I don't care about the none. You already mentioned Java, so you don't need to mention again. This is where of our legacy QF endpoints migrating Java. And this one you might have to. This one you might have to include Java, but you don't have to include all of this. And refactored, sales, logic, and tests. Used GitHub. In fact, is anything in this part relevant? Probably not. GraphQL is. I'd rather just say used Git, Maven. I don't care about Gradle. And AI tools to deliver within tight deadlines. Stop with the number. Client, like, what did you do? Like, you're so close, bro. You're slipping in so many numbers that it's so hard to read what this is. Like, these bullet points would be better cut. And I'm not actually sure what you did here. So you could probably phrase this better. Collaborated with cross-functional stakeholders. Okay, good. You already mentioned this. I don't need this. To design and review GraphQL and GRC schemas for a new GraphQL API. This needs one more keyword. So this has two. So you're starting to see the problem with this is you're you're trying to slip in too much stuff. And again, stop with the numbers. Stop with all the numbers. If you remove all these numbers, you will immediately have it better. Also, again, this needs to be look like this. There should be a bigger gap between these. So your big problem is you put too much in. You have, it's like a stack of you know what? Using the hamburger methodology again, it's like getting a hamburger, asking for a hamburger with ketchup, and what they do is they take this much ketchup and they dunk it on your hamburger. Less is more. You don't need to keep repeating this. Less is more. You have the right idea. Just stop overdoing it all and you'll have a lot more luck. Next resume. This is a resume of a research assistant. So what do we need for a research assistant? We need degree in progress and or you have a high school diploma. We want to know that you can write reports, that you can work in your industry. So in this case, this person is AI, so I just need to see some AI. So this is just the industry experience. And then present findings to non-technical people from the lowest to the highest, and then meet deadlines and have attention to detail, and Microsoft Office tools, Outlook, Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. That's it. It's not a terrible amount. This person said they recently started applying, so they just want to see where they stand. So let's see where they stand. 20 seconds on the clock. And go. That doesn't count. That one's fine. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. Implemented the transformers. What? This doesn't count. This doesn't matter. This doesn't count. This doesn't matter. Okay, time. Yeah, I would not move forward with this resume because remember, it's not keyword hunting. It's qualification hunting. So I don't know why you don't need to put your research interest, right? This doesn't matter. Your education, you should leave the way it is. I think that's good. I really like that the way it is. Skills, these need to be in the bullet points or they don't count. So this doesn't count. And then here, remember, this doesn't count. This doesn't count. This doesn't count because you don't tell me why you did it. And then the problem I have is these bullet points are nothing. What do you mean you implemented the transformers? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Did you write reports? Did you present findings to non-technical people? Did you meet deadlines and have attention to detail? Did you have Microsoft Office tools? No. No, you don't. You have some AI tools, which is good because that's the niche you're going for, but I need more. And then worked in training for models. Again, doesn't matter. Wrote research papers and technical documents is good, but then why did you do them? Remember, I need the reason. This is a pretty short review because there's basically nothing in this resume. Like, why? You were there for 2 years. You were there for more than 2 years. Oh, that's such relevant experience. Why is that not up top? And then what did you do there? I don't know. Look, I need you to go back to the drawing board on this, and I need you to delete it and start again because I just don't see any of it. Remember, if it's not this, it doesn't matter. It just does not matter. You need to put everything you have in your resume, and you need to show me how you did it and why you did it. And I don't see that. So yeah, I can't really do much with this because there's nothing here. This resume is almost entirely blank. And this should be up here because this is actually highly relevant information. So I need you to get out of your scientist mode and into the mode about talking to people like your grandma who does not know what tech is, because that will help you get an interview. But that's all I can do for this resume, and that's all I can do for this video. So thank you very much for watching, and to my subscribers and members, thank you very much for supporting this channel. If you want to be a member, you can join in the link below. Members get access to videos early, but my members are what allow me to keep doing this. So thank you very much for your support so I could keep reviewing resumes. I really appreciate it. And if anybody needs any more help, they can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. But that is it for this video, and I will see you in the next one to help you get ahead of your job search. Later.